What if you may get to know that after Burj Khalifa, Marina 101, and Prince Tower, Dubai is all set to break the boundaries of the skyline again? And how? The answer is the residential tower Burj Binghatti, the world's first hypertower by Burj Binghatti Jacob & Co. Residences. Hello everyone. Hopefully, 2023 is showering blessings on you, and you are doing great. This video is all about the proposed residential tower of Burj Binghatti Jacob & Co. Residences. So watch it till the end, and you will undoubtedly like the content inside. Without wasting any further seconds, let's begin this video with some basic information about the sky-touching, soon-to-be, the tallest residential tower, Burj Binghatti. First and foremost, the status of this iconic tower is under construction as of today in 2023. Some estimations say this iconic residential tower will be ready in the second quarter of 2026. Furthermore, its construction began on November 13, 2022. Do you know which is the current tallest residential building in the world? There are chances that you might have already guessed it right. But if you don't know, which is it? Then the answer is the Central Park Tower. The Central Park Tower exists in the neighborhood of New York City alongside Billionaires Row and is the tallest residential tower in the present time. With 98 above ground and 3 basement stories, this building is 472.4 meters taller. The proper construction of Central Park Tower ended in 2021. The final cost of this tallest residential building was more than $3 billion. The average apartment sold in Central Park Tower was nearly $22 million. Now you can imagine how costly could be the top penthouse of this building. For the record, the starting launch price for its top penthouses was beyond $250 million. Because the numbers are so high, they are struggling to get the attention of the right buyers. Whereas Burj Binghatti will be nearly 500 to 600 meters taller and will cross the existing record of 472 meters by Central Park Tower, the final height for this Business Bay skyscraper is not yet released. But it is a surety that it will cross the current tallest residential building record. Hence it will become the tallest residential building in the world. There will be a total of 105 stories in Burj Binghatti. That in numbers is more than the stories in Central Park Tower. That means, if you may live on the top floor of this iconic building, you can even say, "I live in the clouds." That sounds ridiculous but intriguing at the same time. What's more dramatic is the people who will own property on the top floor of this hypertower. They will have all the right to say that they live on top of the world. For now, these are futuristic talks, but with time, Burj Binghatti will break and set new records in the world. So, would you like to live in Burj Binghatti? If you ever get a chance to do so, you can answer this question in the comments. Imagining and writing won't cost you any cent. Do you know what else won't cost any cent? Pressing the subscribe button. So it's a request to subscribe to our YouTube channel if you are a new viewer. By the way, we love to read your comments, so type yes, no, or whatever you want. Today, when the top penthouses of the Central Park Tower are struggling to get the attention of the right buyers, will the same thing happen to Burj Binghatti? Well, that's the answer only the future knows. Coming back to the topic. The main contractor of this venture is Granada Europe Construction. The architect of this tower is Muhammad Binghatti and the architecture firm is Silverstone Engineering Consultants. Can you imagine that one of the real estate developers behind Burj Binghatti is an American private jewelry and wristwatch retailer company Jacob & Co.? Sounds interesting, right? This company does not have any real estate development background whatsoever. So, what's the reason for their participation in this joint venture? Well, you will find this answer at the end of this video. The other company behind this massive project is Binghatti. Little bit of background of Binghatti. It's a famous Emirati property development company headquartered in Dubai, UAE. It came into existence in 2008. Hussein Binghatti Al-Jabori and his sons established it as Binghatti Holding. Binghatti developers have handled many projects, such as Binghatti Rose, Binghatti Gems, Binghatti Boutique Suites, Binghatti Point, Binghatti Mirage, and Millennium Binghatti Residences. So they have a strong background as a real estate developer. Dubai's so far tallest residential building is Marina 101. It is 425 meters, that is 1,395 feet in total. After Burj Binghatti, Marina 101 building will become the second tallest residential building in Dubai in 2027. Now here's a fact. Do you know Marina 101 is incomplete? Since 2017, Marina 101 has not been fully completed. The only reason was that its developers ran out of capital. These skyscrapers are hard to develop and construct, and along with that, they are also hard to sell. According to Binghatti Developers CEO Muhammad Binghatti, there will be 2- and 3-bedroom residences in the residential tower of Burj Binghatti. There will be a column of majestic luxury in this hypertower. Residents of this hypertower will have access to a range of luxury services. In simple words, this tower will be luxurious and, at the same time, will only be affordable for the high society. So, if you are a money man or a woman, Habibi, welcome to Dubai. You can spend your fortune on this hypertower of Burj Binghatti. On average, the standard apartments in this residential building will cost nearly $2 million. At the same time, the penthouse apartments at the top of this hypertower will cost considerably more. Probably more than $200 million. That's actually beyond imagination. These estimates can go up and down according to the time. The residents of these penthouses will even have access to an infinity pool and a personal gym. There will also be the availability of a private aquarium in the penthouse suites of this hypertower. It describes the heights of luxury planned in the hypertower of Burj Binghatti will touch the top level in every entity. Now here comes the topic of Jacob & Company. Jacob & Co. are also assisting developers of Burj Binghatti with no particular background as real estate developers. Brief history of Jacob & Company. Jacob & Company is famous for providing watches and other jewelry to hip-hop artists, National Basketball Association players, boxers, and celebrities. Their watches are detail-oriented, and hence some of them are nearly costing $1 million or more. Some of their famous customers are Elton John, 50 Cent, and Cristiano Ronaldo. The company was founded in 1986 by Jacob Arabo. Their work primarily focused on watches and jewelry. So how will they assist Binghatti Develops in developing Burj Binghatti? There are many reasons for their assistance to Binghatti developers. Number 1, Jacob & Co. will design all the luxury apartments of this hypertower. That means the designs of the apartments will be as authentic and perfect as their watch designs are. Furthermore, there are plans to name some of the penthouse suites of this hypertower of Burj Binghatti after Jacob & Co.'s famous watches, such as Billionaire and Astronomia. Jacob & Co. will also assist in bejeweling the top of Burj Binghatti with a crown. That will shine in the desert light like a benchmark for Dubai people. It will be like the hypertower of Burj Binghatti will have a crown designed by the finest designs of Jacob & Company. Now, imagine a building with the tallest structure along with a bejeweled crown at the top. It feels even more unimaginative. The crown will be ready with the finest lattice of sparkling gemstones that will shine the brightest in the desert sunlight. To sum up, it will be a worthy investment or not only time can describe, but one thing is a fact. With this proposed residential hyperpower, many records will break. Dubai will again touch the skyline with the hypertower of Burj Binghatti Jacob & Co. residences. The main agenda for investing in such a risky venture by Jacob & Co. is their marketing and branding strategy. When other skyscrapers like the Central Park Tower, New York, are struggling to seek the attention of the upper society, Jacob & Company are trying their marketing strategy to attract customers to such giant ventures. That's how they always play the game of their business, with their daring strategies with a vision up front. Now, this is it for today. Hopefully, you enjoyed this video session on Burj Binghatti, the world's first hypertower. Through this video, our motto was to provide informative content about the Burj Binghatti to our viewers. From its developer's background to the estimated time to complete this project, this video covers every essential aspect of the proposed building of the world's tallest hypertower, Burj Binghatti. It also describes how a non-real estate background company like Jacob & Co., a famous jewelry and wristwatch brand company, will assist the Binghatti Developers, a top-end Dubai-based real estate company, in completing this luxurious building. We tried to provide as much genuine information as we could. Type your experience in the comments. We love to read our viewers' points of view through the comments. The more you write the comments, the more we will know what our viewers want to say. So, let's meet in another video on a new topic with new information. Till then, take care of yourself, and don't forget to tap the like button.